Hi, my name is Steve Preziosi. I'm an appellate attorney here in New York City. A large part of my practice is doing post-judgment motions in New York. That means bringing motions under New York's Criminal Procedure Law, Article 440. I've done a previous video on Section 440.10, vacating motions to vacate a judgment or a conviction. This video is going to deal exclusively with motions to vacate a sentence under Section 440.20. So let's get started. I'm going to take you through the elements of the statute, some of the terminology that you need to know, and some of the most commonly argued legal issues under Section 440.20. So let's get started. Things you need to know. 440.20, exclusively used to vacate a sentence. It's made back to the trial court. It's not made to the appellate court. It's made to the trial court. It's not an appeal. It's not a substitute for an appeal. One of the most significant things about 440 motions is there are no time limitations. However, you have to act with expediency. You must bring these motions as soon as possible. Judges become very suspect about motions that are brought years later. All right, so no time limits, but you got to hurry it up. The operative language for criminal procedure law, Section 440.20, is found in subsection 1. The big phrase is unauthorized. The sentence was unauthorized, illegally imposed, or otherwise invalid as a matter of law. Under this rubric, there's a lot of different legal arguments that can be developed. The thing to take away from this is that claims of harshness or excessive sentence cannot be brought via the 440.20 motion. They have to be raised on direct appeal. So there's your operative language in 440.20 sub 1. No harsh or excessive sentence arguments in the 440.20. Some terminology. A lot of lawyers and judges alike mix this up. The terms conviction, sentence, and judgment. Conviction is a plea of guilty or a finding of guilt after a jury verdict. The sentence means the judge's imposition of sentence, whether he sentenced you to probation or to jail, and the judgment is the two of those coupled together. Though that terminology, the definitions, the language of those terms can be found in Criminal Procedure Law, Section 440, Criminal Procedure Law 1.20. Excuse me. Okay. Like 440.10, there are reasons that a court must deny a 440.20 motion. There's a little bit of a difference. I'm going to explain that in a second. However, the main reason that a trial court must deny a 440.20 motion is that it had been previously raised on appeal. A higher court decided this legal issue, so now you can't bring it back down to a lower court to have them try and re-decide it. Can't do it. The distinction in the must deny section between 440.10 and 440.20 is this. Under 440.10, if your appeal is pending, or you're about to appeal, or you could appeal a legal issue under 440.10, you cannot bring that legal issue in the 440 motion. However, if it deals with a sentence, and even if your case is about to be appealed, or you can appeal, or you could appeal it, or you're pending on appeal, you can still bring the 440.20 motion to address some illegality or something that went wrong during your sentence. And the reason is pure policy on this. If there's something wrong with your sentence, the legislature doesn't want you, New York State's legislature doesn't want you to wait until your appeal is decided before it's corrected. All right, so that's the main distinction. Reasons that the trial court must deny is it was previously raised on appeal. Reasons that a court may deny is a 440.20 motion is that it was determined by a prior motion. Could be a prior 440.20 motion, could be a prior state court motion, could be a prior federal motion like a habeas motion or a quorum nobis. However, the legislature still leaves it to the discretion of the trial court to grant these types of motions for good cause in the interests of justice. So even if you have made a motion and there's some legal argument you forgot about or you weren't aware of, the trial court still has discretion to grant it. So what happens when the trial courts grant these 440.20 motions? The main thing you have to know is if the trial court grants a 440.20 motion, it doesn't affect the conviction. It doesn't affect the underlying plea or guilty verdict by a jury. They vacate the sentence, and then the court must immediately thereafter resentence you. Okay? The next couple of slides here, I have the most common arguments in 440.20 motions. Certainly the most common ones that I make. There's a problem with consecutive sentences. I have a list of them here. You can see the citations if you want to copy them down. I have them in there for you. Generally speaking, the most common one, like the 440.10, the most common argument made in the 440.20 is ineffective assistance of counsel at sentencing. Something went wrong. Some argument wasn't made. Check it out. This is not an exclusive list, but like I said, the most common arguments I have here for you. Again, my name is Steve Preziosi. I'm an appellate attorney here in New York City on Wall Street. I'd love to talk to you about your case. Check me out on my website, NewYorkAppellateLawyer.com, or give me a call at 1-800-APPEALS. Thanks.